Hey guys, welcome again. This is Ulysses, better known as DJ Ness, and I'm hosting this week my Sega pretty much collection. I cannot say Sega Genesis or anything, but it's my whole entire Sega. Oh my god, it's gonna be so hard to say, but my whole entire Sega collection, from Sega Master System all the way up to the Dreamcast. And maybe do another video in the future about all the other Sega games that came out after the Dreamcast. Anyways, if you also want to find out why this game from the PlayStation is so special to me with this game, you need to stay tuned so you can know why. No further ado, guys. See you in the video. Guys, this is again Ulysses. Yes, thank you very much for coming back for watching the video. This is my collection for the Sega Master System. Now, Sega Master System came out way in the 80s, mid 80s, competing with the Nintendo, on the regular Nintendo 8-bit. When I was a kid, I did not own a Sega Master System. I was more of a Nintendo player. The only reason I knew Sega Master System existed was because my friend, my next door neighbor, had one. I think he was like 2 years younger than me, but he had one. And I remember we used to talk and stuff like that. And I was like, yo, did you get the Nintendo? No, I got Sega. I'm like, you got Sega? What is that? And he was like, come on, I'll show you. So he brought me to the house and showed me this huge black box. You can see it right here. And with the zapper, and I was like, that's interesting. And he put a game, I think it was Alex Kidd, and then there was another game with the gun, with the zapper, where like planes fly by and stuff like that. And I'm like, what is this? I think he had another game. I forgot what it's called. It was a racing motorcycle game, and it's kind of cool. I like it. But let me go back to play my Nintendo. So I didn't put no minds, but I never asked for it for Christmas or anything like that. But later on, when I knew that this is what I was going to be collecting as a gamer, I ended up buying a Sega Master System. I think I bought a Sega Master 3. It's the one that you turn on the system. You don't have to put a game on. You turn on the system and you have Alex Kidd in the already installed in the system. I think it's this one, if I'm not mistaken. I have it in the storage. I haven't seen it for a very long time, but I do have it. And I think it was number 3 or number 2, one of the two. I know it had 2 games on the system itself, or even one. I think it was just Alex Kidd. I might be wrong. There might also be a shooting game. I might get it confused with the cartridges I have. But no, it's very dearly to me. I played it a few months, years, and stuff like that. And I loved it. I was like, wow, this is cool. I'm glad that I was able to pick it up. And I was very lucky to get some of these games in boxes and stuff like that too. Because some of the people that were selling it, they were just selling it for like $10. And I was like, I'll take this one, take this one, take this one. I don't know all the ways I bought it, but I remember I bought a few, and then there was a special one I bought that I will talk a little bit at the end which one it was. But I'm gonna go real quickly. It's not a big collection, unfortunately, but I have 2 games that don't have boxes. Eventually I'm gonna buy a box in the custom game cases. I'm gonna end up buying the cases for it, but I'm looking at them and it seems like my dog, that passed away a couple years ago, took a hold of them and bit them in the corner. I'm sorry about that. I think I remember when she did that. Anyways, the first one is Hang On and Safari Hunt. And as you can see, that is the biting of my dog that somehow got a hold of this cartridge. But as you can see, it is Hang On and Safari Hunt. And I just think my dog liked it the way it tastes because she got a hold of this other one that I had. I cannot pronounce this game, but it's like a domino from one of the other countries, Asian countries, Shanghai, I think it's called. I might butcher that name, I'm sorry, but since a little kid, I always loved this game. I used to play it with my aunt. She had the game, and we used to play it all the time, and the kitchen table, and that's the only way I was introduced to that game. And when I started seeing them coming out in video game forms, I was like, I want that game. I mean, I even play it right now on my Xbox Series X, and I did buy the updated version. It's real cool, very relaxing, the music and stuff like that. So if you ever played it, I mean, tell me what you think about the game, and also if you haven't, you should try it. It's real good. I'm gonna go ahead and start telling you some of these games, no in particular order, but it's an arcade classic. It's a shooter. Helicopter. It reminds me of the Nintendo's Tiger Halley, but this one is called Thunder Blade for the Sega Master System. These are some of the back of the game cartridge right here. This is how it used to go. And if I don't mistake, this one also has the booklet, which is awesome. And that's the game right there. And that's how it used to come. And I never understood why Nintendo never did this, because I would prefer this than the cardboard boxes that Nintendo used to have. Never understood that. This game I was introduced from a friend also when I was living in Puerto Rico. I was like, wow, what game is this? And it was kind of cool. But it's called Global Defense, and it's called a Mega Cartridge. I don't know. One for one player. Okay, I thought it was 4 players, but I read it wrong. But Global Defense. This is how it goes. And I would love to put some gameplay, but it's not my gameplay, so YouTube will put a copy claim on it that I'm putting other people's footage. The other one is also reminds me of the Thunderblade is Choplifter. And I remember this one. This is like a rescue kind of game. That's the cover. You gotta rescue people running in the desert, and the helicopter throws like a ladder, and they come up and stuff like that, and it's kind of cool. Some of these games I haven't opened for so long, meaning like they've been in this cartridge since forever. Never opened them, and they look spanking new still. As you can see, there's no even dirt in there or dust. And like I said, some of these games I just happened to be in a garage sale and they were selling it for like $5, $10. I take that, take that, take that. Just wanted like a little collection. Nothing great comes out and tells me anything, but there's a few that I actually was looking for and I was able to buy. So the next one is Marksman Shooting and Trap Shooting. Marksman Shooting and Trap Shooting. So this is more of a like you're in a room and there's stuff popping out. Psh, psh, and you shoot it, or that you're like a marksman, like disc fly away and you have to shoot it with a zapper. These are the screenshots that you can see. Very cool. I think I got introduced this also from a friend, and I was like, I want to buy that one day. It was different, you know. Nintendo was not doing stuff like that, so it was kind of cool. I think I bought this in the garage sale too. I would never buy a sports game, but like I said, I will go ahead and try to build up a collection. These are very hard to find at the time I was buying them, in cases too, and booklets included. Right now, I bet if you find any of these, they'll be triple, quadruple, 5 times more than what I paid for it. This is called Great Football. I guess it's just a great football game, and this is the cover. I mean the gameplay. Now, these games are very important to me, especially the last one when I show you. But I remember this game, I didn't know it came out for the Sega Master System. I just happened to be walking, and I guess I found it. Like, again, I don't know where I bought them. It's been a long time ago, but I saw it. I was like, hey, I thought this was a Genesis game only. But it wasn't. Yeah, it was an arcade game, and it got ported for the Sega Master System. But because a lot of people did not buy the Sega Master System, it got also ported again for the Sega Genesis for more, you know, better graphics, 16-bit graphics, and that was the Ultra Beast. As you can see, Ultra Beast right there. And again, you can see the graphic here is a little bit slimmer than the one that we see in the Genesis. And let's see if I have the booklet. And I do. Booklet and all. The next one, I remember talking to a couple of friends when I was a kid. I was like, I got it for the Nintendo. And they were like, I got it for the Sega Master System. And I'm like, man, whatever. Back then when we were kids, we were more competing like I got a better system or like that. But we came across this magazine that it said that the graphics in the Sega Master System was way better than the Nintendo version. And so I had to take a loss there, because the magazine said it. The magazine said that sentence, and the guy was very proud because the magazine said that. Many years later, I said, I'm going to buy it. And I bought it. I found it. And it was better. It was better graphic-wise, and everything else was way better. And that is Billy Lee. And I think his name is Tommy Lee, right? Is it? No, maybe not. Billy and... Oh, Jimmy. I think so. Double Dragon, though. That's the one. This version is way better than the Nintendo version. And I have played both of them side by side, and I am proof that it is. These are the graphics. It just plays better on the Sega Master System than the Nintendo. There's no slowdown. There's no there's a little like glitch that happens when you walk around a little bit. It just doesn't feel right in the NES, but you don't mind it because you've played it for so many years. There's none of that on the Sega Master System port. So that is Double Dragon for the Sega Master System. And I also got the booklet. And it seems like my dog got a hold of this one too, because I'm seeing bite marks too. But it's all good. I got it. And that's all that matters. And it plays very well. Next one is the classic. I think this is the one they were promoting when the Sega Master System came out. They were promoting this game a lot. It's an arcade port. It also came out for the Sega Genesis, and that is Shinobi. These are the graphics right here. That's how it look. I used to remember going to, I think it was a Sears or something like that, and they used to display these boxes in the counter, and I was like, wow, that's so cool. And they had a whole bunch of them. I was like, wow, that's a lot of games. Not like now you go to a Target or Walmart and there's barely any games. There's games, but there's barely any type of games. But yeah. Anyway, this one I'm going to discuss, and I'm going to go a little bit more detail. This is actually my last game that I have, but I'm going to go a little bit more in detail. It's very special, very dearly to me. It was something that I was very hooked on, a specific game on the Sega Master System, the Sega Genesis. And I didn't understand where was part 1, why part 1 was not in the Sega Genesis era. And I happened to find out that it actually came out for the Sega Master System. I think that was the whole trend of, I need to buy me a Master System. This is the same thing that so-and-so, my neighbor from Puerto Rico, had. And I guess I never came across that this game was part of that collection. This just happened to land, and I still remember the day. I still remember the guy who sold it to me. It's funny because I bought Phantasy Star 1, right? The reason I wanted to buy a Sega Master System was just for this game. I didn't really care about these games that I have here. It just came to me. That's how I guess collecting is. Let me get that one. Let me get that one. Let me get that. But this is the only reason I wanted the Sega Master System. Back then, when I found out that there was no emulators, we couldn't emulate them and play them or anything like that in the computers. But this was it right here. However, it was September 3rd, 1998 that I bought this game. Why so specific? Because I knew a guy, I think his name is Jason. His name is Jason. And he used to work on a store called Funkoland. If you don't know what that is, look it up. But it was a store here in the East Coast called Funkoland. And he worked there. Eventually, GameStop bought them all out, and it became all GameStop. And I remember he telling me this. Oh, I have Phantasy Star 1 for the Sega Master System. And I was like, really? All right, so, if you want to sell it? He said, yeah, I'm selling it. I was like, how much are you selling it? He said, I'm selling it for $40. I'm like, ooh, that's kind of high. But if you bring it to me, I see it, and at least the case is good, I will buy it from you. And he said, bet, I'll do that. He brought it. Case was fantastic. That conversation, I didn't tell him if you bring the booklet too, I'll buy it. But he didn't have the booklet. He didn't have the map. He just had the case with the game. Right? There you go. The game. That's it. Which I was fine. That was fine. I probably could find the map and the booklet online. Those are the graphics right there. However, why I'm so specific on that date, September 3rd, 1998, it was because it was the day that my game that I've been waiting for since I bought a PlayStation 1 to come out. And that was Metal Gear Solid 1 for the PlayStation. And I know that's not part of the Sega Master System, but because of this game, I got this game the same day. So this game was $50 and this was $40. I went there just to buy this game, not thinking that he was going to bring it the same day. And I ended up buying it. Ended up spending $90 that day. I remember the girlfriend at that time was like, why are you buying so many games? It was just 2 games. It was the wording was wrong that she said, why are you spending so much money in games? Which I think $100 was not a lot for games. That's just me. I guess my girlfriend did not understand because, you know what, there's a lot of girl gamers out there that would not, if they know what this meant, they would not mind buying it. To that guy, Jason, thank you very much for giving me this. I never told you thank you, I think, in person. Even though we have come across paths. My wife was a nurse. She's a doctor now. His wife was a nurse, and they worked together, not knowing our history. One time, my wife and I did a party, picnic kind of thing, invited the girl, and the girl invited her boyfriend at the time. Now they're married, they got kids and all that stuff. And he came over, and I'm looking at him, I'm like, you look so familiar. Because this is many years later. I'm like, you look so familiar. I was like, and that just happened just to pop up. Did you work in Funko Land? And he's like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay, I got you. You're the guy who sold me Phantasy Star. And that was it. Like, we had a conversation, like, for hours about Phantasy Star and many other video games and all that stuff. Like I think he didn't want to be in the picnic, but because I said that, like, he felt so comfortable, and I guess he just opened up with all of us. He was just cracking jokes with us and stuff like that. And yeah, that's my story between why Metal Gear and Phantasy Star means so much to me, because I picked them up the same day from this guy named Jason that he sold me Phantasy Star. And I know that's a childhood memory I think I would never forget. Because of this game, I was able to get this game. Even though I had the Sega Master System already, just for having this, I completed my collection. I really didn't care about any other game. As long as I had that one, I had all 4 Phantasy Star games. That's what counted to me. And folks, that's my collection. All Sega Master System collection. If you like what you heard, what you saw, there's more to come. And yeah, next video is going to be Sega Genesis. So if you like Sega Genesis, I think that was the peak of the Sega name. Go check out the next video, right? Peace out. Take care, guys. Into the next video. If you like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff, comment, all that good stuff. Anyways, so subscribe for the next videos. Take care, guys. Peace out.